Namaste, Hamisha खुश रहो बिटिया. My name is JVN Manisha Singh. I am teaching you today structural base of Indian economic life. This is the part of food project planning and entrepreneurship. Then introduction. Indian economy is a developing economy in which agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy. 60% of India's population are on the below poverty line. Majority of the people of India are leading a poverty line. Countries which are on the path of progress and which have their potential for developing are called developing economy. So India is known as developing economy. As we all know, India is a developing country. Then history. The history of India is divided into three phases. Pre-colonial, that is Indus Valley civilization, colonial, before independence, and post-colonial, after independence. These are the three phases of history of Indian economy. Then pre-colonial, the economic India since Indus Valley civilization to the 1780, that can be categorized under this phase. During this phase, Indian economy was very well developed. It has a very good trade relation with the other parts of the world. Before the advent of East India Company, like Britishers, each village in India was a real sufficient entity and was economically independent as all the economy's needs were fulfilled within the village. Then colonial phase. The arrival of East India Company in India caused a huge strain to the Indian economy and there were two phases of depletion of resources. The Britishers would buy raw material from India at cheaper rates and finished foods were sold higher than the normal prices in Indian market. During this phase, India's share of world income declined from 22.3% to the 38% in 1952. Then post-colonial. After India got independence from colonial rule in 1947, the process of rebuilding started. Various policies and schemes were formulated. First 5 years plan came into implement in 1952. Their fifth year plan started by the government of India focused on needs of Indian economy. Then primary sector. Primary sector of India is the agriculture. Agriculture means the livelihood of almost two-thirds of the workforce in the country. Basically, India's basic work is agriculture. Agriculture accounts for approx 17% of India's GDP. Largest producers in the world of India, milk, cashew nuts, coconuts, tea, ginger, turmeric, and black pepper. Second largest producer of wheat, rice, sugar, etc. And third largest producer of tobacco. Then the secondary sector. This is all about the industrial sector. Then industry accounts for 27.6% of GDP and employs 17% of total workforce. One third of industrial labor force is engaged in simple household manufacturing. India is 16th in the world in terms of nominal factory output. Textile manufacturing is the second largest source employment after agriculture and accounts for 26% of manufacturing output. Then the tertiary sector. India is 15th in services output. The contribution of IT to GDP increased to 4.8% in 2005 to 6 and is projected to increase 7% of GDP in 2008. Tourism in India is relatively underdeveloped but growing at double digits because India has very beautiful places to view and tourism is a developing thing. Then main industries in India. These are the software, petroleum products, chemicals, construction, cement, mining, transportation equipment, machinery, leather, steel, textiles, etc. Then what is GDP? GDP is the market value of all goods and services produced within the domestic country in a given period. GDP by the sector, agriculture it is 17%, industries 29.7%, services 45%. Then problems of Indian economy. First of all, inflation like महंगाई, then poor educational standards, poor infrastructure, balance of payment deterioration, high levels of private debt, inequality has risen rather than decreased, larger budget deficit, and rigid labor laws, inefficient agriculture, and slowdown in the growth. Inflation, as you all know, each and every year there is a huge inflation in the fruits and vegetables in each product of India. Then poor educational standard, as we all know, India's education is standard of education is little bit lower than the other countries. Then poor infrastructure. If we are producing a good quality of the product, we don't have any infrastructure to store it. As for example, India produced a huge amount of wheat in a year, and due to poor infrastructure or improper storage, will lead to deterioration of that wheat, and it will not consumed by the needy people. And balance of payment deterioration, high levels of private debt, then poverty and inequality. 345 million Indians live under the poverty line. This means that 1 in 3 Indians live on less than 20 rupees per day. They don't even have 20 rupees per day. Okay, 7.2% of all Indians are underdeveloped. India comes in at 94% in terms of employment. Using GINI coefficient, which is the only reliable method of calculating inequality, India scores 0.368, where O is perfectly equality and 1 is perfectly inequality, putting India in the bottom 50 of all ranked nations in the world. That is the growth and development. Economic growth refers to an increase in real income and national income. Economic development refers to an improvement in quality of life and living standards. Then factors determining economic growth and development: low level of national income and per capita income, vast inequalities in income and the wealth, predominance of agriculture, tremendous population pressure, massive unemployment, scarcity of capital and low rate of capital formation, low level of technology, and underdeveloped infrastructure. Basically, agriculture is basically depends on the climate. If there is a hailstorm or any huge rain, then it will lead to the deterioration of the crop production, and it will affect the crop. Then, as a agriculture country, the India leads to face various problems for due to the climates. Then trade. Trade is the basic economic concept involved in the buying and selling of goods and services with compensation paid by a buyer to a seller, or the exchange of goods or services between the parties. Export and import. Export is the sale of goods to a foreign country, while an import is the purchase of foreign manufactured goods in the buyer's domestic market. Import is the India's major imports comprise of crude oil, machinery, military products, fertilizers, chemicals, gems, etc. Imported goods are divided into two categories: freely importable items, no license; canalized items imported by public sector firms. Then main import parties are China, European Union, Saudi Arabia, and Switzerland. China, we are basically import various things. European Unions and Saudi Arabia. Exporters. India's exports comprise mainly of engineering and textile products, precious stones, petroleum products, jewelry, sugar, steel, chemicals, zincs, and leather products. India also exports services to the several countries, primarily to the US. In fact, India is among the world's largest exporter of services related information and communication technology. Main exporters parties: European Union, US, United Arab Emirates, Hong Kong. Then occupational structure. The occupational structure in India has remained almost static over the years, leaving aside the period of British rule, which kept the Indian economy in the state of stagnation. There has been little shift in the occupational structure of the workforce. Features of occupational structure of India. Agriculture is the main occupation, less development of the industries, unbalanced economy, less income, backward agriculture, and less development tertiary sector. Few facts about the Indian economy. Low in per capita, and yet India is the third largest economy in Asia after China and Japan. High purchasing power parity (PPP). Bombay Stock Exchange, or Sensex, is considered to be among the largest stock exchanges in the world. Young India. Most number of rich people in India. Leader in outsourcing services like IT services. Seventh largest foreign currency reserves in the world. Then population below poverty line is 29.8%. Labor force is 502.1 million. Labor force by occupation: agriculture is 49%, industry 20%, services 31%. Unemployment 7.1%. Fiscal year 1st April to 31st March. After that, new budget is passed. Then budget revenues $236 billion. Expenditures, $336.2 billion. GDP is 7.6%, inflation 4.20%, and foreign reserves is $367.04 billion. Thank you so much. This video is powered by Digital 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapith Women's University. Hope you are satisfied by this session. If you have any query, please mention it in the comment section. Thank you so much.